I'll be sharing my 14 lessons that I could have told to my younger self. Number 14, learn martial arts. This one is self-explanatory because it will be helpful in the future. Not only to make myself safe, but also to protect others and gain confidence. Since when you learn martial arts, you basically have this confidence that is in you that you can defeat those big guys and blah blah blah. Number 13 is study what you are curious about. To my younger self, this one is kind of important since I don't know which one to major in, so I'm basically scattered all over the place, and there's so many things I'm curious about when I was younger, like electronics, engineering, farming, technology, and philosophy. Those were the five ones, but I bet I I was curious on many things, but if only I've studied more on that one, and maybe I could have become an expert or maybe just an intermediate person knowing those things. Yeah. Number 12 is reading. This is the one that got me to this point where I've learned this much knowledge out of reading. And there's so many good books out there that if only I could travel back in time and told myself you could read Millionaire Fastlane, Think and Grow Rich, Bible, How to Win Friends and Influence People, and many sorts of books. And not only it makes you more knowledgeable, your vocabulary starts to increase. And this is the mistakes that I've done when reading, is that I don't look up the vocabulary when I don't know what is the meaning of this word. And that's the mistake that I've done. I usually read the whole book and not absorb anything, but now I've done some strategies to help me read faster and understand more knowledge about that book. I usually go to the good part, get that dopamine, and I have this state of energy where when I read a paragraph and it got me curious, oh, I gotta go back to the first page and start reading from there. My mind gets wondered why it's that, why blah blah blah. That's the mistakes that I've done from the past. Number 11 is don't make my life complicated. When I make my life complicated, I get this information overload that you get this checklist and all these schedules, all the calendars are filled, everything is organized. There's no room for this, and my break time is only 5 minutes and blah blah blah. Simplicity is the ultimate sophistication. That's the quote that I didn't understand it first. Now, yeah, it really helped me a lot. My study technique, eating habits, routine, everything is in place. That's my definition of making my life complicated. But when I didn't implement that, right now, I just go whatever my mind wants to think and do that doesn't cost mental energy from me. And that's what make myself more peaceful. Number 10, learn to face the truth. This is very important, especially for my younger self. If you want to become the best version of yourself, you have to face the truth. Because you've been planted with fantasies that life is easy. But the reality is, it's not. If you don't face the truth, you will cope hard, sin hard. Because the reality is, when someone gives you the reality and it's not aligned with what you see, it's very difficult to align with them because they are ahead and you are behind. When you try to avoid reality, damn, you will be faced with a lot of rejections without expecting it. To be honest, reality is just trauma. The trauma that you have not been told that life is hard. If you're coping right now, that means you're not ready to face the truth. Take that path and walk through it. That's the only way. Number 9, which is learn English. This is the one that I really struggled the most since when I was in grade school. I really don't know how English grammar works and how to expand my vocabulary and stuff. When I dive into learning English language, I started to realize that most of the tutorials in the internet is English. So that forces me to understand what they are saying and not be fall behind and search this. I don't know what this word is, and I'm gonna look it up on the internet, and oh, I get this, oh, that's what it means. So I'm gonna go back to that video and connect that meaning to that video since I didn't understand well what he just said. This is the problem with my younger self, is that I basically type it in Filipino and then Google translate it and go to paraphraser, which is Quillbot, and then check if that thing is correct, and I submit my output. Number 8, spending more time with my grandparents. This one is the most saddest one since I just realized this when they were gone, and learn from their lessons and enjoy with them. This is the saddest part, is that I could have spent more time with them. The lessons that my grandparents learned from their life really helped me. Some of them are truly a wisdom. Those moments that I shared with my grandparents, which are now in heaven, those were really memorable. If your grandparents is still alive, just bro, what are you doing? Just spend time with them. Number 7, which is spending time with nature. This is the one that I want to go back since those days were really the best. It's like cleansing your own soul with the winds. You're just gonna do this, and then the wind and all you're gonna see is green leaves, blue sky, and then clouds, and just silence. Those were the memories that I want to go back. Number 6, don't get influenced so easily. The influence of media is really powerful, and it really affected me. And all this Andrew Tate, Tristan, Nico, Imangadzi, and all these influencers. Moving on to number 5 is stop watching anime and garbage content. This is the one that I struggled a lot to let go of. When I did let go, it felt so amazing. That's why if I could travel back in time and tell myself to not watch those things, I could have saved more time leveling up myself. Number 4 is to not spend my money on stupid things. And my younger self really likes cards. I really spent so much money on that Pizza card. I could have sold that card. Yeah, I could have made profit from it. And the card game that I usually play back then was Yu-Gi-Oh, maybe Vanguard, and Pokemon. I really spent most of the time playing Yu-Gi-Oh. And most of the cards there is so freaking expensive, even for just one card. The tournament there uses OCG cards, not TCG. So to play in the tournament, you really have a 40 card deck and above. All of them should be OCG, and that pisses me off since I really want to play a tournament, but I couldn't afford it. I really spent 5,000 on that one. 5,000 on just Yu-Gi-Oh cards. Plus, I don't know, maybe 6k, 6,000 for the transportation and the tournament fees. That 6,000 right there, I could have, I don't know, bought clothes, shoes, food. Number 3, avoid playing games. This is what I struggle the most, is I really cope when I'm sad or when I'm alone. I just play games, I don't know, to relieve myself. This is the thing that I have to let go of. It really didn't improve my life, my health. Number 2, which is poker face. This is kind of helpful when I'm in senior high school, since most of my classmates really know how to read my body language, my impression, emotion. My take on that is that I can't read them, but they can read me, so I'm at a disadvantage on that. Since when I learned this one, yeah, they could not see what my emotion is. Number one, which is the most important, is to not forget God. This is very important since when you believe in the unknown, miracle starts to happen. And that really taught me that you should believe in Him. When you start to believe in Him, you get this strength pouring in you. Even if you're tired, there's still a strength that comes from God that is coming to you. And that's why it's important to believe in Him.